Hello, welcome to Storytime Read Along with me. The Incredible Peppa Pig Collection. 50 Peppa Storybooks. Every day we will read 2 Peppa Pig books. Which books shall we read today? Peppa Pig, Grampy Rabbit's Lighthouse, and Peppa Pig, Magic Mirrors. Grampy Rabbit's Lighthouse. When Peppa, George and Danny Dog go on a boat trip with Grandad Dog, they find out why Grampy Rabbit loves working in a lighthouse. Grampy Rabbit's Lighthouse. Peppa, George and Danny Dog are helping deliver supplies to Grandad Dog's friend, Grampy Rabbit. "Where does Grampy Rabbit live?" asks Peppa. "Out at sea on a rock," says Grandad Dog. "On a rock?" says Peppa. "Yes, in that lighthouse," says Danny. "Oh," gasp Peppa and George. They land at the lighthouse. "Visitors!" exclaims Grampy Rabbit. "I haven't had visitors in many a moon. I get lonely with just the sea and sky for company." "How long have you been here?" asks Peppa. "Since Tuesday," says Grampy Rabbit. "I've got tales to tell," says Grampy Rabbit. "If you'd like to hear." "No thanks," says Grandad Dog quickly. "Yes, please," reply Peppa and George. Grampy Rabbit starts to sing. "I got up this morning, the sea was still there. So was the sky, the sea, the sky, the sea, the sky." Peppa and Danny join in. "Why is your house called a lighthouse?" asks Peppa. "I'll show you," says Grampy Rabbit. They climb a staircase to the very top of the lighthouse. "Ooh, wow! It's called a lighthouse because it has a big light at the top," says Grampy Rabbit. "It shines through the dark, helping sailors find their way." Grampy Rabbit takes out a megaphone. "And when it's foggy, I use this foghorn," he says. "Fog!" "That's loud," cries Peppa. "No fog today, just sea and sky," says Grampy Rabbit sadly. "The stories I could tell." "No thanks," says Grandad Dog. "We must be going." Peppa, George, Danny and Grandad Dog set off for home. It is now very dark. "Don't worry," says Grandad Dog. "The light from Grampy Rabbit's lighthouse will show us the way home." Grampy Rabbit is ready for bed, so turns the light out. He also turns the big light out. Grandad Dog phones Grampy Rabbit. "Could you turn the big light on again?" he asks. The big light shines again. "Hooray!" cry Peppa and Danny. "It is getting foggy. I can't see the light anymore," says Peppa. Grandad Dog phones Grampy Rabbit. "It's us again," he says. "Can you sound the foghorn, please?" "Fog!" bellows Grampy Rabbit. "Fog!" Grampy Rabbit's voice is a foghorn. Thanks to Grampy Rabbit, they arrive back safe on land. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig and Mrs. Dog are waiting to take them home. We went to a lighthouse, says Peppa excitedly. Grampy Rabbit's lighthouse guided us home safely, says Grandad Dog. Grampy Rabbit sang a song. Would you like to hear it? Asks Peppa. No thanks, says Grandad Dog. Yes, please, say the parents. Peppa and Danny sing. I got up this morning. The sea was still there. So was the sky. The sea, the sky. Peppa Pig. Magic mirrors. Peppa and her friends are looking in mirrors. Some make them look small and squishy, but others make them look big and tall. Peppa thinks it must be magic. Magic mirrors. There is a new mirror in Peppa and George's bathroom. George thinks there is another little pig in the room. It's a mirror, George, says Mummy Pig. You can see yourself in them because they are so shiny. This gives Peppa an idea. Come on, George, she says. Let's go and look for other shiny things. Peppa and George find Daddy Pig downstairs. We're looking for shiny things to see ourselves in, says Peppa. Why don't you look in these spoons, suggests Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig gives Peppa and George a spoon each. They can see their faces in the spoons. My face looks funny, says Peppa. Now turn the spoon around, says Daddy Pig. I'm upside down, cries Peppa. How does that work, Daddy? It's simple, says Daddy Pig. Concave surfaces reflect light waves inversely to their origin. Peppa looks confused. Is it magic? Asks Peppa. Yes, replies Daddy Pig. Peppa and George search for more shiny things. They meet Susie Sheep outside. Look, Susie, says Peppa, showing Susie her spoon. I can make you turn upside down. Wow, how does it work? Asks Susie. Magic, replies Peppa. Peppa, Susie and George look for more magic things in the garden. They find a big muddy puddle. I can see the sky, says Susie. Just then, Pedro Pony and Danny Dog arrive. Did you drop something in the puddle? Asks Pedro. No, we're looking at our reflections. Just like a mirror, says Peppa. I know where there are some really funny mirrors, says Danny. The children head to the fair. Roll up, cries Miss Rabbit. Come and see my wobbly mirrors. Everyone goes inside Miss Rabbit's tent. Peppa and Susie look at their reflections in a funny shaped mirror. What's happened to my body? Asks Peppa, giggling at her wobbly reflection. Danny is looking in a different mirror. His face and body look very wide in this one. I've gone all squishy, says Danny. George has found a mirror that makes him look huge. Grrr, says George. He thinks he is as big as a dinosaur. Pedro's mirror is the strangest of all. Look at my neck, says Pedro. It's as long as Gerald's giraffes. Why do we look different in each mirror, Daddy? Asks Peppa. It's very simple, says Daddy Pig. Illusions of optical differentials by convex. Everyone looks a bit confused. So it's magic, says Susie. Daddy Pig smiles. Yes, it's magic, he replies. Outside the tent, Mummy Rabbit has brought her twins, Rosie and Robbie, to see their auntie, Miss Rabbit. "Hello, sister," says Mummy Rabbit. "How are you?" "I'm very good, sister," replies Miss Rabbit. Daddy Pig and all the children come out of the tent. "It was amazing in there," says Daddy Pig, "and the mirror out here is amazing too. I can see 2 of you. It must be magic." "Ho ho!" "Silly Daddy," says Peppa. "It's Miss Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit." "We don't need a mirror," says Miss Rabbit, "because we look so alike." "Well, we are sisters," says Miss Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit together. Hee hee, hee hee. Tomorrow we will be reading Peppa Pig, Miss Rabbit's Taxi, and Peppa Pig, Mummy Pig's Book. See you tomorrow, friends.